Hello my dear students, I welcome you all to today's lecture. We are actually studying chapter trigonometry and introduction to trigonometry, that is chapter 8, and we are solving exercise 8.1. In 8.1 also my dear students, we have completed 1 to 7. After 6 is remaining. It is totally out of the track with respect to the other questions, so I'll take 6 afterwards. Let's go to question number 8. In question number 8, if 3 cot A is equal to 4, this is given 3 cot A is equal to 4. Check whether, now same question it is, to verify or to check if, what is that, 1 minus tan square A upon 1 plus tan square A is equal to cos square A minus sin square A. Now actually what happens, this is given to us, therefore this is what we have got. Now what we will do, we will consider this triangle. Oh, A it is, sorry, A, B, C. Here this is A. So here we will get, now in triangle ABC, cot A, basically cot theta is equal to what? Adjacent side upon opposite side. Adjacent side of A is AC upon BC. So what do we get? That AC upon BC is equal to 4 upon 3. Therefore AC is equal to 4K, BC is equal to 3K, where K is common multiple. AC is 4K, BC is 3K. So here too we will get AB square is equal to, AB we have to calculate, AC is 4K square, BC is 3K square. So we get AB square is equal to 16K square plus 9K square. So we get AB is equal to 5K. Now with this, as we know that we can actually calculate everything, but we only require tan, cos A and sin A. Tan A will be, now because we know by formula, tan theta is equal to opposite side upon adjacent side. The opposite of A is BC upon AC. Actually tan A we could have directly got, tan A, we could have directly written this. Tan A is equal to 1 upon cot A, because tan theta is equal to 1 upon cot theta. The cot A is 4 upon 3, it will become 3 upon 4. Therefore, so tan A we have got, and now we have to find cos and sin. So for cos and sin we will have to find sin A. Basically sin theta is equal to opposite side upon hypotenuse. So sin A For A, opposite is BC upon hypotenuse is AB. Now BC is 3K upon 5K. So we get sine A is equal to 3 upon 5. Okay. This is over. Now cos A. For A, it is basically adjacent side, AC upon AB, because cos theta is equal to adjacent side upon hypotenuse. AC is 4K. So in this way we have got cos and sine both. Now we have to verify this. To verify means we will have to verifying or to checking if 1 minus tan square A upon 1 plus tan square A is equal to cos square A minus sin square. So here LHS 1 minus tan square A. 1 minus tan square A will, here tan is actually equal to 3 upon 4 the whole square 1 plus. So if we solve this, we will get 9 upon 16. If this I will solve, I will get 16 ones are 16 minus 9, 7 upon 16. This will become 25 upon 16. Right? Fine. Now if you have to understand this 7 upon 16, if this division I have to remove, see actually it is looking how 7 upon 16 divided by 25 upon 16. This is the actual case. This is the actual case. 7 upon 16 divided by. So here 7 upon 16. Now I will have to convert this to multiplication sign. So this will become 16 upon 25. 16 से 16 बढ़ गया. We will get 7 upon 25. This is LHS. Now let us think about RHS. RHS we have got cos square A minus sin square A. What is cos A? We have got 4 upon 5. Sin A we have got 3 upon 5. So this will become 16 upon 25 minus 9 upon 25. So this will be actually there now 7 upon 25. So here we get LHS is equal to RHS. Therefore 1 minus tan square A upon 1 plus tan square A is equal to, this is verified. Okay my dear students, so with this we have understood this, how to solve it. Actually, just for your sake my dear students, which we will be doing later, this we can also solve it in this fashion my dear students. As the exercise proceeds, you will come to know we actually don't have to, even if this value is not given, 3 cot A is equal to 4 or whatever, if it is not given, we just have to prove this is equal to cos square A minus sin square A. If this is the condition, see once the chapter is over, then you can actually, without giving any value of any trigonometric ratio, you just have to take this 1 minus tan square A upon 1 plus tan square A. Now we know tan A is equal to sin A upon cos A. This we have to remember. Tan theta is equal to sin theta upon cos theta. If you remember, I have given you in the formula sector. So here we will get, instead of tan A I will write 1 minus sine square A upon cos square A upon 1 plus sine square A upon cos square A. Now here if we will consider this, if I will cross multiply, I will get cos square A minus sine square A upon cos square A. I am solving this part. This is upon. This upon is here. If I solve this, this will become cos square into 1 cos square A plus sine square A upon again cos square A. Now the division sign is over here. So this will become cos square A minus sine square A upon cos square A into, this will reciprocate. I will get cos square A upon cos square A plus sine square. This part will reciprocate, my dear students. Okay, now here cos square A minus and cos square A will get cancelled. So what we will get is cos square A minus sine square A upon now we have to do some identities. If we have to understand the identities, actually this I have to teach you all. Soon we will be doing this. Sin square theta plus cos square theta is always equal to 1. Sin square theta plus cos square theta is always equal to 1. Same angle, sin square b plus cos square b will always be 1. Only with square, cos theta plus sin theta is not equal to 1. Sin cube theta plus cos cube theta will not necessarily be 1. But definitely sin square theta, square of sin plus cos, square of cos is always equal to 1. So this will be equal to 1. So I will get cos square A minus sin square A upon 1. Hence it is that only. This is one way of doing it, my dear students. But at present we can go with the exercise. Question number 9, what they are asking us to do is that in triangle ABC, right angled at B, ABC is right angled at B. So now this can be anything. Right angled at B, tan A is equal to 1 upon root 3. Tan A is equal to 1 upon root 3. This is given. Then find the value of, to find, first thing, sin A cos C plus cos A sin C, and secondly we have to find sin A cos, oh no, secondly we have to find cos A cos C minus sin A sin C. Okay, my dear student, this we have to solve. In short, what we have to do is that, again the same thing, we will have to first find sin A cos A sin C cos C. Remember, now the angles are changing. What they have given us is different, tan A, and they have given us a tan C not needed. Sin A sin C and cos A cos C only will be needed. So in now here they have given us tan A is equal to 1 upon root 3. This is given to us. In triangle ABC, tan A is equal to, this is tan A, and we know that tan theta is always equal to opposite side upon adjacent side. So opposite side of this is BC, adjacent side is AB. So from 1 to, we will get what BC upon AB is equal to 1 upon root 3. This we will get from 1 and 2. So now we will get BC is equal to 1k or only k, AB is equal to root 3k, where k is common multiple. So we have got AB is equal to root 3k, BC is equal to 1k. Now in triangle ABC by Pythagoras theorem, AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square. So AC we have to calculate, so this will be there. AB is root 3k the whole square, BC is 1k the whole square. So I'll get AC square is equal to root 3 square will be 3k square, this will be 1k square. So if I add this, 3 plus 1 will be 4k square, so I will get AC is equal to 2k. Fine. So I have got all the three sides, and now I can find sine A, sine C. So here in triangle ABC, sine A, now basically sine theta is equal to opposite side upon hypotenuse. So sine A will be, for considering sine A, opposite is BC upon hypotenuse is AC. BC is, we have got 1k upon 2k, that sine A will be half. Similarly, I will go to find sine C. If I consider sine C, opposite side AB upon hypotenuse AC, that will give me AB upon AC. AB is root 3k upon 2k, that will give me root 3 upon 2. Both of them will be having the same formula. Now I go to find cos A and cos C. Cos A, basically cos theta is equal to adjacent side upon hypotenuse. So considering cos A, adjacent side is AB upon AC. So this will become AB upon AC. AB is, I suppose, root 3k. AC is 2k. So this will become root 3 upon 2. Cos C, this is going to same, C adjacent upon hypotenuse. For C adjacent is BC upon AC. BC upon AC, so that will be, BC is 1k upon AC is 2k. So here too I will get that is 1 upon 2. So this is done, cos A, cos C and everything I have got. And now first one, finding sine A cos C plus cos A sine C. So sine A cos C plus cos A sine C. Sine A is 1 upon 2. 1 upon 2 into cos C is again 1 upon 2. Cos A is root 3 upon 2. Sine C is sine A cos C. Cos A is root 3 upon 2. Sine C is root 3 upon 2. So here I get numerator to numerator 1 upon 4 plus root 3 into root 3 will be 3 upon 4. 1 plus 3, because the denominators are equal, that will become 4, that will be equal to 1. So I get what? Sine A cos C plus cos A sine C is equal to 1. Okay. Now going to the second one, finding the value of cos A cos C minus sine A sine C. Cos A cos C is here root 3 upon 2 into cos C is 1 upon 2 minus sine A sine C is again same, 1 upon 2 into root 3 upon 2. 1 upon 2 into root 3 upon 2. So here I get root 3 ones are root 3 upon 4 minus root 3 upon 4. So this will be equal to 0. So I get cos A into cos C minus sin A into sin C is always equal to 0, my dear students. Okay, so with this we have solved for the next question. Which one did we solve now? Question number 9. We have finished with question number 9. Okay, so now we solve question number 10. In triangle PQR, right angle at Q, PR plus QR is equal to 25 centimeter. Now they are just trying to make it slightly more complex, but which they can't. In triangle PQR, right angle at Q, this is what it is. Right angle at Q, this is P, QR. They have given PR plus QR. (25 centimeter). PR plus QR is equal to 25 centimeter. PQ is equal to 5. These all things are given. Determine the values of, to find sin P, cos P, tan P. My dear student, this again is very simple. Main thing is we have to understand, know all the sides of the triangle PQR, and then we can find any trigonometric ratio as we know. Out of this, what we have known. Now here see, this is 5 centimeter, that is pakka. PR and QR, they have given 25 centimeter. We will tell, let PR be equal to X centimeter. Now we know, see, try to understand, PR plus QR is equal to 25. This they have given. We are telling PR is equal to X. So what will be QR? QR will be 25 minus X if I shift it over here. So here I will get, therefore QR is equal to 25 minus X centimeter. That's all. So try to understand, what we have got is something of this sort. This is PQR. PQ is 5, PR is X, and QR is going to be 25 minus X. This. Now again we will apply Pythagoras theorem in triangle PQR by Pythagoras theorem. I get PR square PQ square plus QR square. PR square will be X square, 5 square plus 25 minus X the whole square. This is what you have to beware of, whole square. And here I will have to use the expansion formula, A minus B the whole square is equal to A square minus 2AB plus B square. That we have to remember. We have to take care of that. That's all. This will become 25, X square will be X square is equal to 5 square will be 25 plus. Now here this will become A square minus 2AB plus B square. A square is, A is 25. So 25 square minus 2 from outside, A is 25 into B is X. Always this is by formula plus, B square is again X square. Now if I try to take this X square and this X square together, X square, this X square will shift from right hand side to left hand side. It is plus X square over here, it will become minus X square. Here 25 plus, this 25 square will be 625 minus, I have to multiply this, 225 is a 50x. That's all. Now this x square will be cancelled, nothing remains, is equal to 25 plus 625 will give me 650 minus 50x. Now minus 50x I shift over here, it will become plus 50x is equal to 650. So x will be equal to what? 650 upon 50. 0 second, 5 1s are 5 3s are. I get x is equal to 13. Therefore PR is equal to 13 centimeter. QR actually is equal to 25 minus x, that will be equal to 25 minus 13, that will be equal to 12 centimeters. So now I have got, this is 13 and this is 12. Okay, So with this I have got all the three sides, and now I can find sine p. Now we know sine theta by formula it is equal to opposite side upon hypotenuse. So sine p, opposite side is QR upon PR. QR upon PR. QR is 12 upon PR is 13. That's all. Now cos p. For formula, cos theta is equal to adjacent side upon hypotenuse. So cos p, adjacent side is PQ, upon hypotenuse is PR. So this will become 5 upon 13. Now we go to find tan p. By formula again, tan theta is equal to, we can do it in this way also. Tan theta is equal to sine theta upon cos theta. This also we can do, or if you are comfortable with opposite side upon adjacent side, that also you can do. So sine p is what? 12 upon 13, and cos p is in the denominator. So this I will write as 13 upon 5. So this will become 12 upon 5. Okay, it will be one and the same, my dear students. So this is way, in this way we have finished with question number 10, and now we go forward with question number 11. Okay, my dear students, so with this question number 11, state whether the following are true or false. Justify your answer. The value of tan A is always less than 1. Okay, now if you will see this, see it is not necessarily, see here itself we can see, if I find tan P over here, 5 2s are 10, 2.4, here itself we can see, and here it is not necessarily that, it is not necessary, it's wrong English, it is not at all necessary that, see basically if I go to this, tan theta is always equal to opposite side upon adjacent side. So here it is not at all necessary. If I consider a triangle, see it is not, if I consider this A, so here the opposite side is greater than the adjacent side. If opposite side is greater than the adjacent side, then it will be the tan will be greater than 1, because opposite side will be greater. It can be of any form. See, I can make a triangle like this also. Again this is A. If I calculate tan A, so definitely tan A will be greater, because this will be greater, anywhere greater. Greater means, try to understand, even if it is 3 and this is 2, so this will be 1.5, because 3 upon 2, opposite side upon adjacent side. This is opposite side, anytime greater number. Only when the denominator is greater, means supposing I go to find tan B, then I will get what? Opposite side 2 upon 3. 2 upon 3. Now this will be lesser than less than 1. Okay, so in this case it is not at all necessary that opposite side will be lesser than adjacent side. Hence, whenever opposite side is greater than adjacent side, tan theta will be greater than 1. So this is basically false. Okay, so now we go to the next one. So here they have told sec A is equal to 12 upon 5 for some value of angle A. It can be anytime possible. Sec A is equal to 12 upon 5. Yes. Why it is not possible? 12 upon 5. Yeah, one thing is there. Yeah, one thing is there, my dear students. I understood why they mean to say this. See, you have to be very careful now. Sec A is equal to 12 upon 5. True. This is possible. But can you make out that? Try to understand what they want to bring to your notice. If any time I say sec A is equal to 7 upon supposing 11, this will not be possible. Why this will not be possible? See, sec theta is equal to what? Hypotenuse upon adjacent side. If we compare this 7 upon 11 and hypotenuse upon adjacent side, hypotenuse will be a multiple of 7, whereas adjacent will be a multiple of 11. Same common multiple of 7k and 11k. Here if you will see, 7k will be anytime smaller than 11k. Means hypotenuse will be smaller than adjacent side, which is not possible. In a given triangle, hypotenuse, see my dear students, let me come to the basics. Among opposite side and adjacent side, anybody can be greater or smaller. But when it comes to hypotenuse, hypotenuse is greatest. It will be greater than this, it will be greater than this. Hypotenuse can never be smaller than any other side. Hypotenuse has to be greatest. So likewise, if I will see, true, this is true because sec theta is equal to hypotenuse upon adjacent side. So here hypotenuse is equal to 12k and adjacent side is equal to 5k, which is very much possible. And here if you will see sec A, now you have to understand one more thing. If this is the thing given, of course this is going to be the sec A will be always, sec A is always greater than 1. Sec A will never be lesser than 1. Because hypotenuse upon adjacent side. Hypotenuse upon adjacent side. So try to understand, my dear students, so many things we are understanding now. First of all, sec A hypotenuse upon adjacent side. So whether it is sec theta or it is cosec theta, in both the cases numerator has got hypotenuse and down we have got sec, it is there, so it will be adjacent side. Cosec it is there, then it will be opposite side. Fine. If it is sec, so it will be hypotenuse upon adjacent. If it is cosec, it will be hypotenuse upon opposite side. Try to understand the formula. Means for sec theta also the numerator will always be greater than the denominator, and cosec theta also the numerator will always be greater than the denominator, because hypotenuse is always greater than adjacent or opposite. So sec theta and cosec theta will always be greater than 1. They will never be smaller than 1. Are you getting my point? And always they will have value where numerator will be greater than denominator. If numerator is smaller than denominator, then it will be false. Okay. One more thing, similarly, when it comes to sine theta and cos theta, now we have got denominator in the hypotenuse always. Up you will have, in the numerator you will have opposite side or adjacent side. If it is sine theta, it will be opposite upon hypotenuse. If it is cos theta, it will be adjacent upon hypotenuse. Means whatever said and done, hypotenuse being, the denominator being hypotenuse, denominator will always be greater than the numerator. Therefore, sine theta and cos theta will always be less than 1. They will never be greater than 1. Or they will not be equal to 1 also. Okay, they can be equal to 1 in certain cases, but actually, because for you a straight line is not a triangle as in yet. I will come to there. A straight line also is a triangle, my dear students. When a straight line is triangle, it can be this type of a line is triangle or this type of a line is also triangle. That's why sine theta can be equal to 1 when actually hypotenuse and adjacent sides are of same size, or opposite side and hypotenuse are of the same size. Opposite side and hypotenuse are of the same size. But this will be coming to you, my dear students. Slight confusion will be there for you at present. I'll come to this topic. This we will be covering in some or the other way. Don't worry about that. But one thing is definite: sine theta and cos theta will be always less than or equal to 1. Definitely they can be equal to 1. Okay, I'll tell you how and when. So in this way, these all things we have covered. Try to understand this. If you have any confusion, then kindly ask me and listen to this part again and again. Very important part. Lots of other questions we have covered in this one question. Now coming to the third question. Cos A is the abbreviation used for cosecant of angle A. No, my dear students, cos is basically, it is false. Cos A is abbreviation. Abbreviation means short form. Abbreviation of cosine A, not cosecant A. Cosec is an abbreviation of cosecant A. Cosec is an abbreviation of cosecant. Cos is an abbreviation of cosine. Okay, sec is an abbreviation of secant. Cot A is a product of cot and A. No, my dear student, this is again very, very important. Cot A, they are telling, is the product of cot and A. No, it is not multiply. Cot A is never equal to cot into A. No, cot A is basically cotangent. See, tan is tangent. Tan is an abbreviation of tangent, and cot is an abbreviation of cotangent. Cot A is basically cot of some angle. Cot of an angle. It is never multiplication. Don't consider it multiplication at all. Sin theta is equal to 4/3 for some angle theta. Now here again, if you will see, sin theta is equal to 4/3. This is again going to be very false. Why it is false, you should know now. Because we know sin theta is always equal to opposite side upon hypotenuse. If sin theta is equal to 4/3, which is equal to opposite side upon hypotenuse, it means opposite side is equal to 4k, hypotenuse is equal to 3k. It means 4k, sorry, opposite side, it will be greater than hypotenuse, which is never possible. Never possible. Okay, my dear students, here this cannot be happen. And this same thing will be true for all other trigonometric ratios, my dear students. All other means only tangent and cotangent will not have such type of compulsion, because they don't have an hypotenuse in their formula. Wherever hypotenuse is in their formula, this compulsion will be there. This compulsion will be there. You will have to see that if it is sec or cosec, then the numerator has to be greater than the denominator. And if it is sine or cos, then the denominator has to be greater than the numerator, because there is where the hypotenuse is. Let us go to solve question 6. That is what we have left behind. We have solved everything over here. Question number 6 is what we have left behind. So now let's go to solve question 6. Here they have told angle A and angle B are acute angles. They are acute angles, means any angle that are less than 90 degree. Not now, here to take care that these angle A and angle B may be are the angles of one triangle, or maybe they are angles of two different triangles. But they are whatever they are. Mostly it is always good to take, when it is not specified, it is always good to consider them to be the angles of the two different triangles. Such that cos A is equal to cos B, then show that angle A and angle B are equal angles. Usually it is true, my dear students. Not only in this condition, even if sin A is equal to sin B, that means A and B are going to be two equal angles. Because cos of some angle has some value and cos of B also has some value, and if they are going to have same value, it only means that A and B are same angles. That is the reason they are having same values. So now here we can consider that actually there are two different triangles, A, B, C. I can't even take triangle A, B, C. Okay, well, I'll do one thing. Let us consider this as one right angled triangle. Okay, right angled triangle, that is one right angle triangle over here. Okay, this is, I can consider as L M N. 90 degree over here. I'll take another right angle triangle which is to be PQR. Okay, this is angle now because they are actually, I like to have the same vertex, angle A, angle B, they are two different angles. Okay, now what will happen is that we have to prove that here it is given cos of A is equal to cos of angle B. To prove angle A is equal to angle B. See, if I have to prove angle A is equal to angle B, the very simple thing that I have to do is that I have to prove these two triangles are similar. If I am able to prove the two triangles are similar, then I can very easily say therefore angle A is going to be congruent to angle B because corresponding parts of similar triangles. Okay, my dear students, that is the way out. But now what happens over here, they have not given any other information about the triangle, only 90 degree is, this is the only one that we know, otherwise none of the sides are congruent, none of the angles are congruent, no other property of the triangle. So what we have to do, we have only cos A and cos B. So because they have given us cos A is equal to cos B, first we will take in triangle LMN cos A. Again, remember what is the formula for cos, is equal to adjacent side upon hypotenuse. So cos A, the adjacent side is Mn upon hypotenuse is Ln. Fine, this is what we will be getting. And then we go in triangle PRQ. Similarly, cos B will be again adjacent side upon hypotenuse, QR upon hypotenuse is PR. Fine, so we know now, since cos A is equal to cos B, this is given, therefore we will have Mn upon Ln is equal to QR upon PR from 1 to 3. Now if you will notice, I have got Mn upon Ln, QR upon PR. Mn upon Ln are basically the sides of the same triangle. I have to compare what this triangle and this triangle. So it should be side of this triangle upon corresponding side of this triangle. Side of triangle LMN upon corresponding side of triangle PRQ should be the condition. But here I have got Mn upon Ln. So what I will do, I will do alternate over here. By alternate, you know that I can take this, shift this over here and shift this over there, and they will still be the same. Mn upon, I will shift this over here, QR is going to be Ln upon PR by alternando. Now if you'll see Mn upon Qr, corresponding sides, Ln upon PR, hypotenuse. So they are right. Now I have got two sides are congruent, Mn RQ, Ln PR. So these are right. This is right angle triangle, but similarity test. A similarity I can't go by RHS. So for proof I can go for RHS, but then ratio is not allowed. No sir, we will have to go for another sides also. So now this is there. I require another sides of the ratio. I am proving to ratios are congruent. So another ratio also has to be congruent. That is Lm is equal to PQ also has to be congruent. Now let this be equal to K. Is the condition. Fine. So now from here, Mn is equal to what? If I consider Mn upon Qr is equal to K, Mn is equal to K into Qr, and Ln will be equal to K into PR. This is 5. This is 6. Fine. So we have reached over here. See, try to understand up till here what we have been successful in doing is that our primary intention is to prove triangle LMN is similar to triangle PQR. If we are able to do this, we can simply say angle LNM is congruent to angle PRQ. Angle LNM is congruent to angle PRQ because corresponding parts of similar triangles. That's all. But to prove this are similar, what I will have to do is I have taken cos A is equal to cos B, and accordingly I have taken alternando, and I have got two sides are in proportion. They are in proportion I have got. Now is the question of the third side. For that what I did took this as K and then found the value Mn is equal to K into QR. QR shifted over here. Ln is equal to K into PR. Now remains the third side. For that what I will do is that third side is Lm is remaining Lm upon PQ. What I will do, by Pythagoras theorem I will find Lm. By Pythagoras theorem I will find PQ, and of course I have to use these values over there. So if I consider this, see in triangle LMN by Pythagoras theorem, what will I get is Ln square is equal to Lm square plus Mn square. Out of this, whose value do I know? Mn and Ln I know. Mn and Ln I know. Lm I have to find. So I will write Lm square is equal to Mn goes over there. Ln square minus Mn square. Fine. Mn goes over there. So now what do I get? Lm square. Ln, what is Ln? K into PR, K into QR. K into PR, the whole square, minus K into QR, the whole square. See, try to understand what I am doing. I am substituting these values over here. Why? Because I want them in terms of PR and QR. So Lm square will be what now? K square into PR square minus K square into QR square. So here what I will do, I will take out K square as common factor. I will get PR square minus QR square. This is Lm square. Now if I have to find Lm, that will be equal to square root of this. Now K square, because it is multiplying over there, though I will be able to find the square root of K square, it is K, but I will not get the square root of PR square minus QR square. The square root will continue to stay over here. This is the value of Lm I have got. And I will similarly find the value of PQ in triangle PQR PR square is equal to PQ square plus QR square. Now here we don't have to shift anything. No, we don't have to shift anything. Straight I'll write. What I have to find? PQ. PQ square. QR will be shifted over here. PR square minus QR square. Therefore, PQ will be equal to this will be my 2. I want to find the ratio of third side, LM upon PQ. LM upon PQ. LM is this, PQ is this. I have to find the dividing. So I'll get K root this will be only root these both are gone. So what stays is LM upon PQ is equal to K. So if you will see over here, this is not 1 and 2, sorry, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So if you will go through over here, this is 9. I have got this also as K. Mn upon QR, Ln upon PR and Lm upon PQ all are K. Mn upon QR from 4 and 9. Mn upon QR is equal to Ln upon PR, Lm upon PQ and all are equal to K. So this now we have got this. Therefore, triangle LMN is similar to triangle PQR by SSS criteria. Therefore, angle LNM is congruent to angle PRQ, CPST. Therefore, angle A is equal to angle B. So this is how we have to prove this. Try to understand, my dear students. Your primary intention is this. We have to prove the two triangles are similar. This is your primary intention. To prove the two triangles similar, once these two triangles are similar, you will be free to say that the two angles are congruent by CPST. But then to prove the two triangles are similar, this you will be doing is by SSS criteria. We have to prove all the three sides are in proportion. That is, side 1 upon side 1 is equal to side 1 upon corresponding side 2 is equal to side 3 upon corresponding side 3. So there are two steps that you will have to get involved in. One is this, where cos of the A and cos of B is given to you. So according to the two triangles, you will find the ratio of cos A, you will find the ratio of cos B, and the two will be equal because cos A is equal to cos B is given. And then you have to change the places. You have to, by alternando, you have to shift this over here and this you have to shift over there, and automatically you will get the two ratios ready for you out of the three. Now you have to get the third one also. For that, it is going to be slightly a tedious procedure. We have to first consider this as K, and then Mn is equal to QRK, Ln is equal to PRK. And then we have to find the remaining side. The remaining side is this one, Lm and PQ. By Pythagoras theorem, Lm. But before proceeding further to PQ, after you get Lm, you have to substitute these values over there. And then find the Pythagoras theorem, you have to find PQ. And then find the ratio of this, Lm upon PQ, because that is what you require. Lm upon PQ is equal to this upon this, and automatically this whole radical will get cancelled and you will get K. So K means all the three ratios are equal. So in this way we have finished with this exercise 8.1, my dear students. Okay, thank you.